we've got a good old-fashioned arms race to see which AI company can figure out wearable AI first. Let's meet the players. One company called Rewind.ai just released its Rewind pendant, which is a $59 necklace you wear around your neck that records conversations so you can create a sort of searchable database of all the stuff you've listened to or said during the day. Another company is called Tab, which also created a wearable device that, quote, ingests the context of your daily life by listening to your conversations. These two devices were launched within days and hours of each other, actually, and show that clearly founders think the future of AI is something that can interface with the outside world.
Do these just turn your life into a podcast episode?
I do not like it. I mean, a lot of the Rewind company has really pushing the safety and the security aspect of it, and like your data won't be leaked anywhere. But it is so eerie to imagine people recording every single minute of their days and then saving those recordings for later. There's got to be ethical implications of it too.
Of course. Rewind said on its website that you could not record someone without their consent, but I was doing some snooping. I didn't quite understand how that would happen. They did pitch it as a device that you could use as an executive or another member of a team who is recording a meeting, and instead of taking notes, you could just have your meeting and then revisit it later, and it'll transcribe everything for you. So that's one of the use cases. It also mentioned one of its target audiences was people with ADHD who are constantly moving from one task to the next. So that's who they're pitching it to. But you're right, this is an arms race for creating the next smartphone, really, the next piece of hardware that could unlock this AI software boom, and everyone from these these startups to big players like Meta and Apple are trying to unlock it.
Yeah, the big fish in the pond is also Humane, which is led by a former Apple employee that has an AI pin, which comes with a projector that you can use to interface. Right. It appears on your hand, so that's a big company with a lot of funding. And the other big fish is obviously OpenAI, who are reportedly in talks with the former Apple designer Johnny Ive to create a wearable device. So again, I call it an arms race. I do think we're going to see more and more of these new interfacing AI objects. But okay, that's enough AI. Let's move on to our next startup, which is a company called Habit, spelled with a Y.
Of course.
Of course, very startup-y, which is an Airbnb-esque platform that aims to connect people interested in longer stays than the typical Airbnb duration. Longer stays meaning in that 6 to 9 months range. Neal, we're a bit chained to this podcast desk, but in the age of remote work, I can see this being super appealing to a certain subset of people.
This is a big round, $42 million. And it's valued, it last raised money at $200 million, and now it's going to be worth a lot more than that. So this is a fairly large startup, and they're trying to weasel into that middle space between Airbnb with its short-term stays and actually just renting a house or an apartment, and it cites the fact that people can't really afford housing right now as one reason why this might be attractive, and it's targeting digital nomads. So if you believe that the future of work is flexible and hybrid and remote, then this might be a company that you might be bullish on.
Yeah, and then also they get to avoid that short-term rental controversy that Airbnb and VRBO, we saw it in New York City, that there's this big crackdown on short-term rentals. So they are kind of threading the needle between actually long-term rentals and short-term. So Habit with a Y, a name to watch. And finally, for our last startup, we have Blackbird, which is a restaurant reward platform founded by the co-founder of Resy and Eater. Essentially, Blackbird incentivizes eating out by having patrons tap their phone when they dine at a restaurant, kind of like how you sign in at the gym, in order to keep track of regulars and reward people who frequent a spot. Neal, I love this idea because I absolutely eat at the same restaurants a lot, and I'd love to build up some rewards points or get access to off-menu items like Blackbird offers.
Right, the founder, his name is Leventhal, and I mean, he has a first name too. His first name is Ben. He is saying that he wants to build something for independent restaurants, something along the lines of the loyalty programs that you see at chains like Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and Sweetgreen and things like that, but they just don't have the bandwidth to connect with customers in the way that these massive chains do. So if you go to these restaurants multiple times, you get a free cocktail, and then you get a free appetizer, and you can build up rewards points over time at particular restaurants. I personally wouldn't use it because you know that I like to go to a lot of different restaurants. I don't like to go to the same one because we live in New York City. There's so many different ones, but you find a place, you love it, and it would be great for you to be able to build some sort of loyalty with these restaurants and get some sort of rewards.
Yeah, I love it. And you can get so creative with it too. Some restaurants were giving away bomber jackets. It's not just food items. Like, you can create a rewards program however you want in your own using your own creativity. So I do like that aspect.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Which of these 3 startups that we profiled? Say you're an investor. You're Andreessen Horowitz. Which one do you plug?
I go, first of all, not financial advice. That's our disclaimer. But I would actually go with Blackbird, just because very experienced founder, knows the space extremely well, and it's something personally that I identify with. So those are enough boxes checked, in my opinion.
And for that reason, Toby is in.
Hey, thanks for watching. And if you want more Morning Brew Daily, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also check out the rest of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
New episodes drop at 7 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, and you can email us at morningbrewdaily@morningbrew.com.